To the last, I grapple with thee. From hell's heart, I stab at thee. For hate's sake, I spit my last breath at thee. It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. Herman Melville was an American novelist, short story writer, and poet of the American Renaissance period. To know how to grow old is the masterwork of wisdom, and one of the most difficult chapters in the great art of living. A smile is the chosen vehicle of all ambiguities. To produce a mighty book, you must choose a mighty theme. No great and enduring volume can ever be written on the flea, though many there be that have tried it. I am as I am, whether hideous or handsome, depends upon who is made judge. Better sleep with a sober cannibal than a drunken Christian. We cannot live only for ourselves. 1,000 fibers connect us with our fellow men. Friendship at first sight, like love at first sight, is said to be the only truth. They talk of the dignity of work. The dignity is in leisure. Old age is always wakeful, as if, the longer linked with life, the less man has to do with aught that looks like death. There are hardly 5 critics in America, and several of them are asleep. It is not down in any map, true places never are. Yet habit, strange thing. What cannot habit accomplish? There is no quality in this world that is not what it is merely by contrast. Nothing exists in itself. Heaven have mercy on us all, Presbyterians and pagans alike, for we are all somehow dreadfully cracked about the head, and sadly need mending. A man thinks that, by mouthing hard words, he understands hard things. There is no dignity in wickedness, whether in purple or rags, and hell is a democracy of devils, where all are equals. A whale ship was my Yale College and my Harvard. He, who has never failed somewhere, that man cannot be great. Truth uncompromisingly told, will always have its ragged edges. Hope is the struggle of the soul, breaking loose from what is perishable, and attesting her eternity. Toil is man's allotment, toil of brain, or toil of hands, or a grief that's more than either, the grief and sin of idleness. Amity itself can only be maintained by reciprocal respect, and true friends are punctilious equals. In this world, shipmates, sin that pays its way can travel freely, and without passport, whereas virtue, if a pauper, is stopped at all frontiers. There are some enterprises, in which a careful disorderliness is the true method. Art is the objectification of feeling. There are certain queer times and occasions in this strange mixed affair, we call life, when a man takes his whole universe for a vast practical joke. At sea a fellow comes out. Salt water is like wine, in that respect. There is one knows not what sweet mystery about this sea, whose gently awful stirrings seem to speak of some hidden soul beneath. Where do murderers go, man? Who's to doom, when the judge himself is dragged to the bar? Whatever fortune brings, don't be afraid of doing things. There is a touch of divinity even in brutes, and a special halo about a horse, that should forever exempt him from indignities. Truth is in things, and not in words. Know, thou, that the lines that live are turned out of a furrowed brow. To be hated cordially is only a left-handed compliment. There is something wrong about the man who wants help. There is somewhere a deep defect, a want, in brief, a need, a crying need, somewhere about that man. Faith, like a jackal, feeds among the tombs, and even from these dead doubts she gathers her most vital hope. Let America first praise mediocrity even, in her children, before she praises, the best excellence in the children of any other land. There is all of the difference in the world, between paying and being paid. There is sorrow in the world, but goodness too, and goodness that is not greenness either, no more than sorrow is. There are times, when even the most potent governor must wink at transgression, in order to preserve the laws, inviolate for the future. The march of conquest through wild provinces, may be the march of mind, but not the march of love. Some dying men are the most tyrannical, and certainly, since they will shortly trouble us so little for evermore, the poor fellows ought to be indulged. It is impossible to talk or to write without apparently throwing oneself helplessly open. To be called one thing, is oftentimes to be another. Is there some principle of nature, which states that we never know the quality of what we have until it is gone? There is nothing nameable but that some men will, or undertake to, do it for pay.